Hey guys, quick question. So, in that moment where you can actually start doing the thing, or actually take that step forward, or actually find a way to hold a boundary, or stand up for yourself, or speak your truth, or release what's not working for you, in that moment, in that like nanosecond where you get to do or not do you often find yourself saying, either in your head or out loud, I can't? Yeah, it's real. And if you're dealing with that right now, or it's something that comes up a lot for you, as soon as you're thinking, okay, this is what I want to do, this is where I want to go, this is what I want to create for myself, this is the art that I want to make, this is the relationship I want to make, whatever it might be, and then you get to that point of change, like the precipice of making a leap, and you go, I can't, like, and then immediately the excuses start coming, then hang out here for a second, because I want to share some really powerful insights with you that have been percolating for me as I am on this journey of reclaiming my creative power, reclaiming my voice, healing from a lot of breakdown and burnout and letdown and disappointment, and saying to myself, you know what? I have to take responsibility for taking my life to where I know it can go. Like, that's on me. And how do I do it? Okay, well, part of this journey is creating these videos and sharing the insights that are appearing for me as I navigate this process, and also in the hope of helping anyone out there who needs to hear a voice from the trenches coming to them and saying, look, it is daily work, and sometimes it's hard, but it is so worth it. And all you actually need to do is start in some way, shape, or form. You just need to start. And for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is S.A.A.R.A. I am a musician from London. I'm self-taught. I make my own electronic funk in a really kind of haphazard way that many people wouldn't understand and would like to criticize, but it makes me happy. I'm also a creative empowerment coach, and I help creative people reconnect with their passion, but also reclaim the power that comes with believing in your creativity and living into your creativity. Because as humans, we are creative forces and creative energies. And like I say, I am also someone who is navigating back from a place of burnout, back from a place of exhaustion, leaving a toxic working environment, finding new spaces where I get to be fully authentically me and feel safe and free to do so. And I'm sharing, like I say, I'm sharing this journey because I think it's so easy to tune into channels such as YouTube or Instagram or whatever and see people with the big shiny thing and saying, this is great and this is how you do more of this. But actually, how do I even just start the process of healing? How do I start the process of self-belief and nourishment and care? So if that sounds like you, then hang out here for a second, because I want to talk about the biggest lie that we routinely tell ourselves without a thought, and we run with it because we get into this cycle where we tell ourselves this lie and then we have to make it true, and that becomes our reality. And that lie is those two little words, I can't. And the reason why this lie becomes so powerful is because, first of all, there's a really fun and interesting experiment a psychologist is talking about what happens when we lie, what happens to us in the sort of like molecular level within our body. And essentially, when we lie, we lose strength, we lose power. And she had someone hold their hands out and she was pushing down with all her might. And she said to the person, okay, repeat a lie in your head. And this person's repeating this lie, and their strength diminished quite quickly. And then she said to the person again, okay, now repeat a truth in your mind, like the sky is blue. And they were able to resist the downward force of the person pushing their hand down. And what she was saying is like, when we are in a space of untruth, when we're not living true to who we are, when we are obfuscating what is true and real for us, we lose power. And I can really identify with this because for a long, long time, even before I decided, okay, what is happening in your life right now, like the toxic job, the really draining creative collaborations with my band, friendships that didn't feel supportive. I was constantly in these spaces where I felt I can't be me. I can't be fully authentically me. I can't say what I need. I can't speak my truth. I can't tell people when they're hurting me. I can't raise my own concerns. I can't stand up for myself. And I was caught in this lie that created this self-fulfilling prophecy of powerlessness. And even though I was able to mask it quite successfully and still achieve things and still do things, I felt powerless because I was in this constant lie that I was telling myself, I can't change my job. I can't change the way I make music. I can't change how my friends treat me. I can't change the way I feel in my life. And like I said, it came to a head a couple of years ago where actually the lie became the truth, and the truth that I can't, that turned into the truth, was I can't carry on like this, and I'd worked through all of the excuses and all of the justifications under the sun as to why I could feel like I could sustain what was going on that was making me feel so unhappy until it got to breakpoint. And again, I arrived at this truth of this needs to change. And because I was so convinced of my own powerlessness, I knew it needed to change. And I stayed there even longer. Oh my God, like, what am I doing? But I was so sold into this lie of I can't because I don't have the power that I literally had to run out of road before I said, there has to be another way. I have to deconstruct what it is I've assembled in the shape of who I am. And I'm pretending to be in this world, actually. And the lie was becoming more and more expensive to maintain, more and more draining to keep up with. So I stopped and I released and I let everything go. And I said, okay, you got to take a break. But I can't take a break because of all these excuses. And when I looked at these excuses, it's all of this external validation that was creeping in. I can't stop because people will forget about me. What will happen to my music? I'll never find another place to work. Like all of these things, all of these excuses. But when I excavated and looked for the truth behind it all, what was always there from the beginning is I can. I can do this. I can change my life. I can find a way to create music that feels aligned with who I am. I can create an environment to work with people who feel interested and energized by the idea and the shape of the project that I'm putting together. I can find friendships that I get to authentically be myself. Like, I can create a life that fills me with joy, that allows me to be free, that allows me to speak my truth, that allows me to be me fully. And as soon as I stop telling myself that I can't lie and start to dial into the I can truth, things started to change. And at kind of like an exponential rate, I found a new place to work, and I've had the fortunates of being able to move through that organization and develop new experiences. I've had the opportunity to create new friendships, both in and outside of that work environment. I've found myself being able to create music again, even though I thought to myself, I can't ever get back there. No, that wasn't true. I can, I can do these things. And when we start telling ourselves we can do it, we dial up that internal battery, that reservoir of power, and we start to accelerate towards our goals, towards our dreams. So if you're in a space, wherever it may be, where the moment is to say, okay, I want to see change in this area of my life, or I want to achieve this in an area of my life, or I want to bring in different experiences into my life. When you find yourself on the precipice of change, where it's a do or not do moment, where it's do you do the thing? Do you take that chance? Do you take that leap of faith? Do you stand up for yourself? Do you ask for a raise? Do you ask for what you need from your friendships? All of these things, when you're on the precipice of that change and you hear yourself formulating that very, very potent, destructive sentence of I can't, step back and start to excavate the truth. And the truth is buried under all of the excuses, like I say, that tumble so quickly after that statement, I can't because, and recently, and I share this because this was a big part of me having this eureka moment around the myth of I can't, is I've recently started exercising now, not because I want a body beautiful, although you know, it's great to be healthy, but it's more about maintaining good health. Um, and I'm in the gym. It's a place that I do not enjoy going to. I'm doing this sort of like strength training exercises because I'm a lady of an age where it becomes really, really important to maintain muscle mass to support healthy bones, etc., etc. And I'm like lifting these weights and I'm like in my head like, oh my God, I can't do this. And every rep where I was like, I can't do this, this is so hard, this is really difficult, this is not me, I want to quit, I want to give up, like this isn't going to work for me, I'm not enjoying it, I don't want to be here, this is stupid, all of these excuses. And I thought to myself, no, remember what the goal is. The goal is long-term health and well-being, and you have to show up for this, and you got to show up for it now while it's in your power to. And I started to say, as I was lifting these weights, I can do this. I can get to the end of this rep cycle. I am going to achieve my goals of bringing health and well-being into a daily practice for me. I can do this. And it was like a switch flipped somewhere in my body, in my soul, and I was able to finish my workout, even though I was dreading it. And I didn't want to do it because I had all of these excuses that were based in my old way of living, in my old comfort zone, in my own old acceptance of mediocre as a reality for myself. And as soon as I start to say, I can do this, I can do this, I was able to make it through to the end of that circuit. And I actually quite enjoyed it. And I'm starting to enjoy the benefits of investing in my health and my well-being, and the benefits of when the alarm goes off stupendously early in the morning and I have to take myself to the gym to lift these weights and exercise because I'm focused on my long-term health. And the alarm goes off, and the other morning I thought, oh, I can't do this. And immediately I caught myself in the lie and I said, no, you can do this. You absolutely can do this. And just because it's new and it's different and you haven't tried it before, doesn't mean you can't do it. And all of those excuses, it's early, I'm tired, my body hurts, I don't want to do it, it's cold, it's all of these excuses fall away, and you're just left with the opportunity to move forward and better your life just by taking little steps every day. So if there's one thing that you do today, tell yourself that you can do it. If it's just a case of getting through the day, you can do it. If it's starting your creative journey, you can do it. If it's standing up for yourself in your friendship dynamic or your family dynamic and just saying, do you know what, guys, this is what I need for me, you can do it. So start from there. Start from understanding that every time you tell yourself the lie that you cannot do the thing that you really want to do, you are taking your own power away from yourself. Why do that? There's so many other energetic forces out there that are willing you to devolve yourself of power. So don't do it to yourself. Start every day saying to yourself, you can do it. Whatever it is that you want to do, you absolutely can do it. It might take work, it might take effort. You might be doing something that you've never done before. It's going to challenge you, absolutely. But what's waiting on the other side is totally worth it. So I hope this has resonated with someone out there. If you're feeling it, let me know. Put a comment below the video saying I can. But challenge yourself to start just deconstructing the lies that you're subconsciously telling yourself that it's keeping you stuck in a place where you're not happy. And I'll see you next week.